Hey guys, I'm Siobhan and you are watching Everyday Health Adventure. I just want to thank you for being here today. This is my second video and I'm so excited about how you guys responded to my first video. I'm really excited about the community that is being built here. It just really blesses me, and I'm so excited that so many people are joining in on the journey and commenting and just being a part, sharing your stories. I've loved to hear you guys' stories. Keep them coming. This week I'm talking about stress. Let's talk about stress and it's the perfect timing because I went through a really stressful situation a week ago, and a lot of you guys were over on the Everyday Family Adventure channel with us, and you saw it was just really difficult for me to deal with. I know it shouldn't have bothered me because I'm confident in my parenting, but I was just really terrified. This really kind of threw me for a loop. I got really stressed out, really just did not feel good. I was staying inside all day, just kind of worrying, not following my own advice, and I think that the Lord knew that I needed a break. So, we got here to Gleanings for the Hungry, and it has been the complete opposite here of what I dealt with at that last campground. My kids have been outside running around. It's a gated community. They say they raise street kids here because all the kids are out in the middle of the street, and there's signs everywhere saying drive 5 miles per hour, and and everybody here is so helpful and so kind to the children. I mean, so kind to our kids. I'm just blown away. So anyways, needless to say, this week has been extremely different than last week, and I've just been able to be filled up and feel good again, because it's no fun to feel stressed out. So anyways, let's talk about stress and maybe some of the things that I've learned even in this last week. So stress, what happens to your body? Why do we stress? Why do we feel the way we do? I've been doing some research, and it seems like what happens is stress is the result of any kind of change. It can be good change or bad change, but stress will come along with any kind of change. And our bodies are not quite built to deal with stress the same way that they used to, back in the day when we weren't a society full of technology. We've almost forgotten how to deal with the natural response of our body. There's a stress researcher who has estimated that in our modern society, we have 1,000 times more stress-producing events in our lifetime than our great-grandparents did. I mean, that's incredible. Not 1,000 more, 1,000 times more. So if our grandparents had 10 stressful events in their lifetime, we have 1,000 times that. That's 10,000 stress-inducing events. It's important that we learn how to manage the stress, because this is the thing, the stress isn't going to go away. We're not going to go back to the simplicity of our great-grandparents. I really wish we could. I would prefer to live with that kind of simplicity, but we're just too far advanced. There's too much technology, and to keep up with all that, we have lots of stress. We're just constantly go in this society. We have high stress careers. Managing a family by today's standards is way different than what it was back in the great-grandparents' days. I saw a little meme going through Instagram the other day, and I wish I had saved it because I can't find it now. But it was basically saying, what it looks like to be a mom in the 21st century, and it's like, you gotta raise your kids on organic whole foods and send them to the best schools and blah blah blah, all these. It's just crazy. It's crazy the pressure that we have on ourselves that our great grandparents simply didn't have. It was a much simpler life, and it's not that now. So we have to learn how to manage stress. You know, people who are going to school full time, it's way different than it used to be. And just life in general, you know, living in the 21st century, it's just full of stresses. You cannot go a day without having many stresses that come against you. So we got to learn how to just deal with it. So during a change kind of situation, your body releases adrenaline from your adrenal glands, which causes your body to release stored energy. Stored energy is good. It's important. It's why we eat all this good stuff, to store up energy that we're going to need. What happens when your body hormones cause those energy stores to be released, and then you don't release the energy? Back in the day when there were wild animals, saber-toothed tigers, you know, we didn't have homes to live in, we were nomads, things like that. We had a fight or flight response, and animals still have that now. Animals can deal with stress because they have a fight or flight response. When we have a stressful situation, it's not in our nature anymore, it's not in our culture to fight, at least not for most of us. Maybe those that do fight have better stress release, or flee. It's just not, we don't go running. We don't say, oh, this is stressful, you know, I'm taking off. So we store up that released energy, and then we have a crash and we just end up feeling worse. So we're left trying to manage these hormones and extra energy that our body is releasing, and it just builds up and builds up and builds up and makes us feel awful. So here's an obvious stress buster, is exercise. I read something in an article, and I thought it was so interesting, that said that there's been clinical research done that shows that exercise is as effective against depression as antidepressants, but yet the doctors still prescribe antidepressants before they prescribe exercise. Why? Because they get paid for the drugs that they prescribe. They don't get paid for you exercising. Now, if you have a really good doctor who truly cares about your health, you know, they will recommend that you exercise, and it's probably the best thing that you can do. I even saw a chart that side by side showed the difference between exercise as a measure against depression, medication, and both together. Okay, so using exercise and medication, and still the chart was worlds difference for just exercise. Just medicine, not so good at all. The mixture of the two was about halfway. So mixing the two is still better than just medicine. If you're on medication for depression, it's okay. Start exercising, you know, get out of that rut, get out of that hole, release those energy bits that get released into your body, let them out, use them, exercise, go for a walk, go running. Some people love to run, and they get addicted to running because it's such a stress relief, and that's really not a bad thing. So take up running, go to the gym, you know, there's lots of exercises online that you can do just from the comfort of your home and sitting in a chair. I know for me, one of my favorite online exercise programs is Fit to Be, and I'll put a link down below. And I'm hoping to tell you guys more about that in the future, but it's a mom that does online exercise videos, and she makes it accessible for everyone. So it's just really simple. You can make it as hard or easy as you want, and she gives step-by-steps, and this is why we do this, and this is what you're doing to help. It's just an amazing program, and I know that she has lots of videos that are more low-key for those who aren't as mobile. So that's an option. Just whatever you do, start getting exercise. That's the first and obvious relief for stress, because it's what animals do. It's what we used to do as humans. We don't do that anymore. We still need to release those stress hormones. So make sure you get exercise every day, even if it's just like 5 minutes. Get some exercise in. The next thing is food. We tend to, when we're stressed, what do we eat? We eat like comfort food. We stress eat. We eat the worst possible thing to help us relieve stress. We will eat carbohydrates and like fatty sauces, ice cream. We eat the stuff that makes us feel slower and more tired than we started out with. So here's one thing I didn't realize, but caffeine acts like adrenaline. It mimics adrenaline. It's a stimulant, and so it causes the same exact problem that we're having in our daily life. It's causing energy stores to be released, and then we don't release the energy stores. So you have the same exact problem that you're getting from adrenaline, and then we're drinking coffee in the morning, and for some of us all during the day, to counteract that kind of sluggish crash that we get, instead of filling our body with energy from natural foods. Sugar is also a stimulant, does the same exact thing. You get a high and you get a crash. Alcohol, some of us at the end of the day, alcohol sounds like something that's nice and calms us down, but it actually depletes the B vitamins of our diet, and B vitamins are stress fighting vitamins. These I actually just started taking. For those of you that are following along this journey with me and are starting to put more fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet, this is really, really important, because this is, let me read it to you. Vitamin B12 supports energy by converting food into energy that you need to get through the day. So rather than take caffeine, some of us need to be taking a B12. I just started taking these like 3 days ago, and I've already noticed the very first day within minutes of taking it, I all of a sudden didn't have that kind of midday, I'm going to take a nap with my kids feeling, which I always get. I've been feeling really, really good. In fact, this morning I forgot to take it, and I got to that midday and I took a nap with my kids, and then I was like, oh, I forgot to take my B12. So, now that I'm eating a whole lot of fruits and vegetables, less meat, I'm not getting this naturally in my diet. That's why a lot of vegans and vegetarians will take a B12 supplement. So I would actually highly recommend a B12 supplement no matter what. I don't think people are getting enough, So take it, see if it helps you with your energy level. Cut out the caffeine, you don't need it. Cut out the alcohol at night. It doesn't help. It actually depletes the stuff that you need. Another thing is eat earlier in the day, because your body needs that energy during the day. It doesn't need it at night when you're trying to wind down. So eat your bigger meals around lunchtime, breakfast a moderate meal, and dinner, a more moderate meal, and then quit snacking before bed, because if you snack, it's just going to cause your body to stay awake. And it's not good for your body. You need to let it have some fasting time overnight. Eat foods that replenish the body's energy stores. More fruits and veggies, more beans, more legumes, more whole grains, and whole, not processed foods. Don't eat processed foods, because they have had a lot of the nutrients and things taken out of them. Another thing that will help us to reduce this constant stress in our life is meditation. It's been used for centuries in all different cultures. All different religions even know that meditation causes us to relax and release stress hormones. Specifically, I want to read this verse for you guys. If you know me, it's one of my favorite verses. My first favorite is right here. John 10:10. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come to give them life and life abundantly. That's what Jesus said to us. And my other favorite verse is Philippians 4:6 and 7, but I'm going to continue into 8 and 9 because it's relevant for what I'm talking about today. So Philippians 4 verse 6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. So instead of stressing, we need to counteract it with prayer and thankfulness. It's good to start practicing gratitude. That will help bring peace in our life. It continues on in verse 7 and says, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your mind in Christ Jesus. For those that are of us that are dealing with depression, it's a mental thing. Start praying through your day. Start meditating. Start practicing gratitude. And here, listen to what it says as it goes on into verse 8. It says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think or meditate about these things. Fill your mind with the goodness, the pureness, the excellence, the praiseworthy things of life. Choose to think upon the lovely things and to push away the things that bring fear and that bring stress into our lives. Paul goes on to say, what you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you. And don't we all want that? That's the opposite of stress, is peace. And if we want peace, just like Paul said, we have to learn to be content. Just like he said, I've learned to be content in any situation. Be content. Choose to be at peace. You know, I'm speaking to myself. I did not do well with this last week. I stressed out big time. But we need to take a step back, take a step back from the stressful situations. There's times where I need to just step out of the room from my kids and sit in a quiet place and meditate on His Word, meditate on the good things that are in my life, practice gratitude, thankfulness, write somebody a thank you note. Or one of my favorite things is I love to get thank you cards from Trader Joe's. They have the best thank you cards ever, and they're $1. And sometimes I just like to just sit and write a thank you card to somebody, because I know I would be thrilled to get a thank you card in the mail, because people just don't do that anymore. But start practicing gratitude, start meditating, and that will be really helpful. And finally, the last thing is relaxation. Here's some just common things that you can use to help you relax. If you need to relax at the end of a stressful day, have a nice warm bath with some lavender essential oils. If you don't take baths, then put on some lavender essential oil and take a hot shower. If you do take baths, Epsom salt is amazing because it's a natural source of magnesium, and magnesium is a natural calmer. It calms your body. It's something your body needs, and so that magnesium bath, your skin will soak in the magnesium, and it will just, they're extremely wonderful. I love Epsom salt baths. And then classical music has been shown to lower heart rate and blood pressure, and it decreases stress hormones. So even if you don't like classical music, maybe you can just try it and see, at the end of a day while you're making dinner, turn on a classical music station, have a nice quiet dinner with classical music, and see how it makes you feel before you go to bed. You might find yourself a lot more relaxed, and it might be a lot easier for you to settle down and get some good sleep, because we all know to be healthy, you have to get lots of good sleep. 8 hours a day is really what most people need. That's it. That's what I learned about stress this week. I hope it's helpful for you guys. If you have any other ideas or things you've heard about stress or anything to contribute to the conversation, leave it in the comments below. We love to hear your thoughts. And if you have any suggestions on other topics that I talk about, health, things you're curious about, things you want me to research, let me know in the comments below. And let me know how you guys are doing. I know a lot of you guys are taking a health journey with me. I want to hear how your health journey's going, how I can pray for you. And we're still working on the tagline. People have made some suggestions for a tagline. Let me know what you guys think. Kelly May said, let's get healthy together. I love that, because that's what this is about. This is like health journey. This is community. This is us working together and learning together. Let's get healthy together. I believe we can. That's pretty cool. Tom says, we can make the world healthy. I believe we can. He was joking. Anyways, I think those are great ideas. Keep them coming if you guys have. I like the let's get healthy together. Maybe let's think of a little I believe we can type of thing, but not I believe we can. Something like that. Let me know what you guys think. And I will see you next week on Friday with a new video. I don't even know what I'm doing yet, but it's going to be awesome. So definitely keep in touch. Let me know what's going on, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye!